Yes. Hello everyone, my name is Thomas, this is Florin, who you met, and this is Ben. And we built a little application today called Chuck Chooses. But first, before we introduce the app, a little bit about ourselves. So as I said, my name is Thomas, I come from the UK. I've been in Japan for about 15 years now, well Asia about 15 years now. Mostly Japan, but also China, Thailand, and Korea for a bit. I did photography for a long time, so I was traveling around Asia as a travel photographer. And then most recently, I was teaching English in universities in the Tokyo area. But a couple of years ago, I started playing code. I really liked it, so I quit all my jobs last year and took the dive to become a full-stack developer.
Okay, you all know me, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more. I'm from Romania. I moved to Japan 4 years ago. Here I worked as an English teacher. I was freelancing in my spare time, building websites, and I really enjoyed it. I loved it so much, I decided to further improve my skills and join Code Chrysalis. Ben.
Hello everybody, my name is Ben, I'm from Seattle, and fun fact, I have a PhD in math. 2 years ago, I know, it's the ultimate icebreaker. So 2 years ago, I started to write down my research, and I defended my thesis, and I thought, this is great, I'll never take a test again. But boy, was I wrong. I actually started teaching in a computer science department and got really interested in software development and found my way here to Code Chrysalis. All right, without further ado, we'll dive into our app. Tommy?
Okay, thank you, Ben. So, during our time at Code Chrysalis, we had a challenge, Wrap 10 Rapid API challenge. It's a challenge where we had to build an app using multiple APIs to get lots of information from all over the internet. And we had to use at least 3 Wrap 10 Rapid APIs. If you don't know what Wrap 10 Rapid API is, it's like an API supermarket where you can go and use one API key and get multiple different APIs to try to make life easier for developers. And at the end of it, we had to go up to the headquarters in Fukuoka, Kanagawa and present the executives up there. So we went on to the website and had a look, and they had a variety of categories, and one category was the cool APIs, and the number one cool API was Chuck Norris. So we thought we'd have a bit of fun and go for a Chuck Norris themed application. And then for the whole website, the most popular API was Skyscanner for getting your flight data, and this gave us the idea for Chuck Chooses. So I'd like to demo our application, which we built. Yes. So Chuck chooses your next vacation. So he's going to pick your next vacation for you. We'll just hover over Chuck and see. So you can punch him, and if you punch Chuck Norris, you'll get an explosion of API calls. So let's try this out. Sorry, volume. And there we go. So here we are. So Chuck, he knows where you are. He finds your location, and he's discovered that we're in Tokyo, and he's got the most convenient airport near to us. And then he's chosen us a random destination. In this case, he's chosen New York, and we've got a flight for $741 on the 30th. And he's also given us the weather over there, and he's grabbed a random photo of New York. And we get a random Chuck Norris joke. As an infant, Chuck Norris' parents gave him a toy hammer. He gave the world Stonehenge. And now I'd like to hand over to Ben to go over the tech we used. Oh, sorry, Florin.
Okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the tech that we used. We used for the front end, we used React, Express for the back end, and to retrieve the data, we used Axios, Axios, really straightforward. Okay, Rapid API, like Tommy mentioned, but not only, and everything is deployed on Heroku. The architecture of our app, basically we have an Express backend, which is RESTful API that we have for all our APIs, and then we're using Axios to get all that information from the React frontend. The API that we used, obviously, Chuck Norris, because we love it so much, and we built our app entirely around it. We used Skyscanner for flight information. We used Dark Sky for the weather information, Google API for geolocation, Unsplash for the photos, and flight stats. the reason we're using two flight information APIs is going to go into detail with Ben. Okay.
Thank you, Florin. Okay, I'd like to tell you about some challenges that we had. You might think Chuck Norris, Chuck Chooses is such a simple app, but actually there were some interesting challenges. Because the cool thing about Chuck Chooses is it does everything for you. So it gets your location, and from the location it needs to figure everything out. Skyscanner is taking an airport and giving you flights. So we need to find that airport. What's the right airport for you? So for example, if you're in Tokyo, you might think Narita, but what about Haneda? And depending on what API you use, maybe more obscure airports near Tokyo. This one's in Chofu. So the question is, how do we get the best airport from a user's location? So for example, just so you can see what we're looking at, coordinates, we want to get an airport. Okay, so we tried a number of different things. The first thing was this airports finder API. It had a problem. It gave us way too many airports and we didn't have any reasonable way to select the best one. So for example, for New York, it gave us 16 different airports. Okay, so that one's no good. We tried another one. This one gave us good airports, but it didn't take, it took the city name, not the coordinates, which is okay, but then we'd have to chain together either multiple, an extra API call or use some sort of lookup table to combine the information, go from coordinates to city name, then to the good airports, and airports to flights. It'd be a little unreliable. So the solution we found was we actually realized the Skyscanner has an extra functionality that wasn't listed on Rakuten. You can take city code instead of airport. TYO goes to flights. So we only need to find the city code, and we discovered this extra API, which can give you that kind of information. So that's how we solved that challenge, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation, and please check out our app and connect with us on social media. All right, thank you very much.